All right. Welcome to Your Aunties Could Never. I think it's episode 157, not quite sure. I'm Auntie AK and I'm here with
Auntie Nana.
So just us two today. We're going to go straight into it, really. Hold on. Okay, because what am I doing tonight? Tonight I'm going to see Transformers because tomorrow, it won't be tomorrow when you guys are watching it. Okay, cool. So tomorrow I'll be hosting the Q&A with the Transformers cast and director.
Yeah.
Which will be very fun. It'll be my biggest hosting, actually, I think. I have done big hosting, but not in the big Leicester Square Odeon.
How big is the audience?
I don't know, 50,000. No, it's not. It's like I don't know.
What is it? It's definitely 1,000 though. It's a big space.
It's a big space.
Yeah.
I don't get scared of those things, though.
You're good. I'll be super nervous. I'll be very nervous anticipating all of those eyes. But yeah. No, you're great when you're doing hosting anyway.
Thank you.
Very, very, very good at it.
Thank
I
you.
wish I could be there to watch.
But why can't you be?
I will be doing
Love Island
tonight.
Island.
Yeah, Love Island Live on YouTube, so you can catch us there at 10:30 every day.
That'll be you and Auntie Sade. You guys are doing it every single day. And in collaboration with
The Shade Borough.
Shade Borough.
That's who we're in collaboration with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great one. We stream on our YouTube page, on Shade Borough's YouTube, and Shade Borough's TikTok, which has an audience of 300,000.
Can you imagine?
people. So,
Can you imagine if all those converted to Your Aunties Could Never watch us? That'd be amazing. We'd be everywhere.
Yes, absolutely.
In your faces, live and direct. This is good. It's a good look. I'm not. This sounds like I'm hating. I'm so jealous that I don't like Love Island in that way to join you guys, but I'm not jealous. I just wish I liked
It's not
Love
your thing,
Island.
and it's fine.
It's not. Yeah, I know. It's
It's
that
how
thing.
they do our team on it.
Yeah, it's really good.
We ain't gotta be everywhere all together.
No, exactly. But it's the FOMO because it's like seeing your
Can we get a
sisters.
Coke sponsorship? Maybe?
Why are you doing that?
I need to have Coke.
You're just doing bad adverts for free. Okay, anyway, so I was saying that I'm going to be speaking to Anthony Ramos as one of the cast members from Transformers. And I think he's cute because he looks like a little mouse.
He absolutely looks like a rodent.
A mouse? Can you stop being so... Rodent isn't sexy. Rodent, you look like a rodent.
What is a mouse?
Yeah, from the family, but you don't have to say that.
She likes rodent-looking people. They're not always
men
mousy.
that look like mouse.
They could be ratty.
Not rat. They could be a bit ratty, like
See?
pointed. Doberman type. So that's a dog.
Dog-like. And sometimes a bit lion-like.
No, well, who's the lion that I've ever said that I liked? I've never.
I'm trying
You
to
threw
think.
in lion.
I'm trying to think of the guy, but
There was no
you
guy.
have
No,
like-
there's no lion.
There's a particular look. So if you can see the correlation, guys. Yeah, if you think of rodent to dog-like to lion-like, there's like a prominence in a face that.
No, but you need to think of human. I've never said a lion. You keep throwing in lion. I've never said a lion guy.
I'm given the through line of the facial.
No, you can't just create someone out of it. You like lions.
I don't. I don't. You like a rodent?
No, I like a small mousy face.
Doggy type of
and not
looking
a
man.
specific type of dog. There's different types of dogs. All
Yeah.
dogs are not the same.
No, the dogs that kind of have a rodenty,
Like a pointed face, like
Yes.
a Doberman.
Yeah,
That's why I like Snoop Doggy Dog.
yeah. There's a look that you
And
will
mouse.
always be like, oh, that guy's good looking. It's like, yeah, of course, because he looks like a rodent
A mouse.
or a rat. You've admitted it, or a badger.
Now you're just talking shit, honey. Shit. Okay, what have we heard in these social media streets?
What have we heard?
Okay, look, we want to go through it. Phillip, Holly, ALLISON. Where are we at? Phillip Schofield, Holly Willoughby, and ALLISON Hammond. There's a lot of stuff happening all around Phillip Schofield.
Bare stuff. That's been bubbling for a while as well, and it's just like,
Bubbling.
yeah, I guess it had to come out. So, unless you have literally been living under a rock, everybody should know Phillip Schofield has now resigned from his job
Not fired.
at ITV in its entirety. So he had a contract with them. That's all of his shows on there. He is not going to be presenting from henceforth. Because he had an inappropriate relationship with a young colleague, as he says. That's how he's labelled it. But the relationship, it's not just because he had an affair with a young colleague. He met this person from when they were a young teenager and got the young man a job at ITV And lots of people knew about this. And that's the inappropriateness, because...
And he was married.
He was married at the time, then he's come out as gay. And I think there's a level of grooming. Definitely. You're in
Do you have to say allegedly?
Okay, yeah, we can say allegedly.
But it appears to be, and that's why he's left. That there was grooming. He did an interview on BBC, with the BBC interview, and he denied it. He said it wasn't grooming. He admits it was inappropriate, but it wasn't grooming. He said we were just friends and stuff like that. And he's denied all. There's apparently NDAs that were signed that weren't signed. All this type of stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess those things are like one part of it. But is it ever appropriate that when you are a mentor, that the line is crossed when there's like a 40-year age gap between you?
How can I even say yes? How can I even say yes? And it's that because there must have been an ink. I say must. I don't even want to speculate on where his brain was or whatever. But the bones of the story to me seem fishy.
Absolutely, and so there's that side of it. There's this young man, and remember we have evidence of that because of the YouTuber when they got to 100k followers, went into a cafe and did like a big, let off something and was like, I've got 100k, and Phillip Schofield happened to be there with this young boy, and at that age I think it was that he was 16 years old, and Phillip actually told that content creator, don't upload this because I could lose my job.
But the content creator said bun you.
Because in that time he doesn't understand why. You're just putting it on the net. But obviously, as everybody searches through the net, they found this video. And yes, he was having one-on-one combos with a teenager.
It's just mad.
That is inappropriate. That kid should have been there with another adult.
It's so bizarre. And it's because there was also a conversation, was it Drake having a conversation with Millie Bobby Brown?
Yes.
Like texting, and I think there's a series of young girls apparently that have had text conversations with Drake, and it's gone under the radar. A few people have spoken about it, but it's just been brushed aside as it's not inappropriate. And I wondered I think Phillip Schofield was different, but I do wonder in this industry, because I was sitting there thinking, this is wrong, it's wrong, but when you're in this industry, it's wrong. And your paths could cross in some way, because like you're super famous, you're 14, 15, 16, super famous, and then you meet your favourite rapper or singer or whatever, you're a little girl, meet the guy, and then you somehow your numbers would get... there's no, I tried to explore it,
no, numbers shouldn't be exchanged.
No.
I think it's just that simple.
You just don't need to.
There shouldn't be any type of correspondence, actually. You could see each other when you see each other, and you could be really pleasant.
Yeah.
And if in any way it's like, oh, I could be a mentor or you've got questions, I think there has to be a chain of command.
Yeah.
I think it is inappropriate
to
be corresponding with a teenager when you're an adult.
Yeah, and there's no need to, especially if that child has parents and management. Yes. So you don't need to. It's a bit. What's the word? It's maybe not narcissistic, but it's a bit self-appointed to be like, yes, I'm going to be the one to mentor you. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And especially,
or give you advice or something.
Yeah,
like it should go through their parent then.
Yeah. Then just say, look, guys, this is what I thought. Let's have a meeting with everybody. But then I wonder.
I don't mind like WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
Like, when everybody's in there.
See the messaging.
But I think an adult corresponding with a teenager, it doesn't matter if they're in your same walk of life. There's still a level of you should
keep just common sense.
Yeah, you should just have a distance there. Like you're not an uncle or
you're not related. It's nothing.
It's like there needs to be a level of distance for everybody's safety.
Yeah, exactly. For your own,
to protect your own image. I think it's inappropriate. And then also with Phillip Schofield, there was a whole load of other kids on Snap that were like, yeah, Phillip Schofield started following me when I was 15. And again, why is a grown man just following young people on Snap?
Regardless, you were in the broom cupboard or whatever. Regardless of all of that, you were a kid present. It just doesn't matter. What's the boundaries? Mad. And then in his interview, he kind of went into like, what do you want me to do? I've been persecuted. I'm getting death threats. Do you want me to die? But it wasn't for his daughters. And at that point, it's like, what do you want us to do here?
It's too manipulative.
You can't. No, you don't get the right. I'm sorry, you just don't get the right.
No, everything.
Even that he got a BBC
managed.
interview as well.
And it wasn't a hard interview. This was really soft pedaled.
Yeah.
Really, like, you know, how are you feeling? Like, he got to express everything. And it was all very kid gloves. Like, you know, he's fragile. Who gets that? Because Mizzy ain't been getting that shit.
No.
Mizzy ain't been getting soft pedaling.
No, Missy's getting it from everybody.
Exactly. So why should Philip, big old Phillip Schofield, who also on his own, when he was on this morning, would do really hard interviews on people,
Look, yeah.
would badger, would do the hard questions.
Yeah.
How is he getting all of this grace? Like, for
It's
why?
weird, and it's like, I mean, again, sometimes when you're in a black space and you don't give a damn about anything that goes on in the mainstream, he doesn't. I mean, I remember him as the kids' TV presenter that I grew up with, and then so what? This maybe I didn't realise he was a national treasure to the extent.
He was everywhere though.
Maybe,
He's
but
had so
I
many
didn't. Yeah,
shows
to
on
be fair,
ITV.
I don't watch
ITV. Okay, so
like that in that way.
the Q,
Apart from Riches.
Dancing on Ice. Like, it's, you know, and the thing is why it's also not fair is when you're up there, you get all of the shows.
Yeah.
And at one stage, he had like 5 shows on the go.
Okay.
That's also not fair, but denotes a level of he was running teams.
He was the favourite, like Anton Deck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's up there. So to lose everything, there's that. But he did this to himself.
Yeah, no one asked you. It's that. Do you know what makes me like? It always is a surprise to me is that every single time these people think that they're above the law.
Yes.
It's so bizarre to me.
Like, I think he definitely thought, but I guess he did. He was getting away with it.
But then the fact of the matter is, it always comes out, or maybe like for everyone that comes out, there's 25 that don't. So there's also that, so maybe you think you're the lucky 25.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, why are you so reckless with your shit?
Because
Not that I want him to have hidden it, because yes, come out and be revealed.
But it is that.
I'm just saying.
It is that brazenness of getting cabs on ITV. Like, literally, the boy is being picked up from your
The recklessness.
and being sent to work. Like, you couldn't just do an Uber, no? Like, so everybody was everybody knew. And it's like, so, you know, you're doing your job. I'm really not blaming any of the staffers that would have sorted stuff out.
What about Holly?
Holly,
She gave a very heart impassioned, how are you feeling, guys?
her speech was written by ChatGPT.
GPT.
And they got that script from the morning show on Apple TV.
I saw the call. I saw the
It's the same words delivered in the same way. Like, that wasn't genuine in any way, shape, or form. I'm over Holly anyway. So
again,
she literally
irrelevant to me.
Yeah, I think she can go.
She should go. Is she holding on? Are they keeping her?
I feel like they're gonna, you know, when they test it out for the rest of the year, they're gonna be like, you know,
Like the morning show.
yes, exactly like the morning show. We literally are going through that.
All that. That show is actually really, really good.
This is what we're living through at this moment.
And then what do you think? Because I thought, again, I don't watch these shows, but ALLISON and being the replacement, is that what's going to happen?
I don't think so.
Oh, really? Why?
I don't think they're gonna get the slot. Yeah, I think Dermot could. I don't know if the British public is ready
For ALLISON?
for a black woman to hold.
Really? I feel like
I mean, they like her, but remember, she's the Friday host, and I think they like that. Like, you can have one day, you can have the odd interview, but to see you every day fronting the show, that is like one of the biggest jobs in TV. I don't know if the British public is ready for a black person to take that yet.
Interesting. I haven't gauged their mood because again, I don't watch that show and see how it, you know, how they relate to it. But I would think that she'd be a shoo-in.
She's probably, as a black person goes, the closest to sitting in that seat.
Over Charlene, over Judy, if they were even in the run-ins.
Charlene is probably like neck and neck with her.
Has she even tried? Has she sat in that seat before?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, as Charlene has the anchor on Loose Women, I think she again could potentially take it. But I don't know if the mood of the country is ready for that every day. I'm not too sure.
And ALLISON crying, again, I watched it from outside. I love ALLISON, lovely lady. I wasn't, but then again, I was judging from a very, very, very far back distance that she cried. But when I got the context, yes, someone that you know, that you work with, and it is that, if I remove anything, it's working with someone, knowing someone well, who's always been nice to you.
Yeah.
and then they go and do something that it's really hard to deal with in the moment, and you've got to be on the ball and present to screen live to the world
and talk about it.
Yeah, so I get it. I gave her some grace.
Yeah, no, definitely. I understood as she started, because she started quite eloquently in what's going on, like, and then, you know, when you get to the nitty gritty of, I'm absolutely conflicted on, okay, what he's done is bad, but I also see him as a good person.
Yeah.
And I would think that would be for anybody in those circumstances, because not everybody is evil to everybody.
Yeah, and listen, I was emotional when it came to Bill Cosby, because the Cosby Show is literally is one of my favourite shows ever in the whole wide world. It troubled me.
And what he represented as well, Bill Cosby.
Yeah, exactly.
To the community until he started being problematic.
Yeah.
But for a large part of our childhood, he was the symbol of masculinity, of black fatherhood,
love, family, everything. I know Cosby Show back to back. The other day, actually, I tried to. Gosh, it's all of that, and it's the ripple effect that these people don't consider at all in the moment, because it's with, for example, the Cosby Show. You can't watch it again. And the other day, I was pining to watch. I really wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it from start to finish, and I can't unless I buy a box set, and then after that means I have to go and do the whole DVD business.
I think I watched one episode soon after it all came about. There was a part of an episode on YouTube, and it didn't feel the same anymore. No, because it's like I know more about you.
Yeah, that immediately after I couldn't.
Yeah,
and I was a bit like, oh man, and because he was so like, they had a romantic relationship. Yes, like they were very loving. So all seeing him be all, you know, romantic with Claire Huxtable, it was a bit like But now, after some time has passed, I feel like I can disassociate. I don't see him about. He doesn't exist to me in that way. Maybe if I got into it after a while of watching it, but I just really wanted to watch some Cosby Show.
I may try. There's certain episodes that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it about though, because they all got removed.
It's on. Yeah, it's not on because it was on Amazon. You can't get it on Amazon. You can get it in America. You can't get it over in the UK.
Okay.
So it's on an American. I think it's on American Amazon Prime. You can buy the box set. But again, it's tapping into everyone's livelihood, all the rest of the cast, their livelihood.
I think
that's the part.
That's the part that always, if there's something in that kind of wholesale, I'm not going to watch it again. There are so many other people whose livelihoods depend on this. Yeah. And one person doing wrong, that doesn't sit well with me. Same with Noel Clarke. It's like wholesale cancelling everything he was working on. Those are hundreds of people that would be been involved in lots of different productions that then also lost out for one person. Yeah, that doesn't sit well. It's
weird, and also it's similarly, I don't know if every Harvey Weinstein related project has been withdrawn from the public sphere.
No.
Exactly. So there's the bias as well. Yes. There's a bias as well. And this is what leads black people to say, yeah man was going to buy NBC and Warner Brothers and Disney.
What was the latest one with Michael Jackson? What was he going to buy? There was something.
Oh, did he?
That Michael Jackson was going to buy Marvel.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, Michael may have, because he buys stuff.
Michael, what's the thing I saw literally the other day? He was petty.
Oh, Eminem.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Good though.
But no, what he would do is out of order. No, Michael is out of order.
Talk shit, get bought.
That, I understand that petty. But Paul McCartney, that is fuckery. How can the guy put you onto game and you're like, bet, and buy his stuff?
Michael don't want to hurt nobody. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
And then be like, give me an offer. Like, you are.
But this is where black people like reparations from. It is what it is. Reparations.
And have you seen that interview as well of Michael Jackson? Because that ain't his voice.
No.
He starts off normal.
And then he goes,
I want... It's like, you are...
He's a mastermind. He was I would love to know the truth about Michael though.
Honestly.
Come on now.
Love to have sat down with the real him.
The real Michael. Like, like fuck all that.
Like wipes off everything. Or removes the mask. And it's like, so I've been under here all the time.
With his deep voice and... But what? Yeah, going to get hose and shit.
That would just be hilarious.
Yeah.
But, nah.
Anyway, so that's that on that. What else we got? We got date etiquette, right? I saw this on probably the Shade Bar or Shade Room, one of them two of my favourite places. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this was on the Shade Bar. Some chick apparently went on a date by force. She was tired, and I think she told the guy, "Look, I'm tired. He was like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So she went. It was about 11 o'clock, I think the date was, or something like that. So she shared the tweets between them.
Right.
And I think he got in touch with her and said, it was $70, by the way, to cancel the reservation last night. And he said, it's not a big deal, just thought you should know. If it's a big deal to you, she says, then why mention it? If it's not a big deal, then why mention it?
Right.
And he's like, no, it's just a fact. It's the way the cookie crumbles. It wouldn't have been right not to tell you. And she says, you know what? I can already tell we're not going to click. LOL. I don't like to sweat the small shit. He's like, if you say so, okay, then go ahead and Zelle, Venmo, Apple Pay the $70 and we won't have no sweat.
This is the guy saying to her,
yeah.
Saying, like, okay, cool, yeah.
He said, I would have offered to at least pay my portion, but because I'm a responsible adult, it's okay, you do you, bye. Oh, now, because, sorry, it's changed colour, so I think, oops. If I was in your shoes, I wouldn't have brought up $70, but we all wear different shoes. Okay, that's her. Right. And he's like, how is that fair? She says, do you really think life is fair because I have news? He says, I didn't put a gun to your head and force you. She says, it's not fair. You sound sound like you're crying. It's not fair. Pay me $70. He said, you did say you were crazy. I guess this is what you meant.
Oh, wow.
Glad I dodged a bullet. She says, like, I'm going to be honest with you. You sound bitch made with the small dick energy and that's not my vibe. He said, I'll pretend I paid for dinner and it was a lame date, all Gucci. She says, you sweat the small shit, cry about life being unfair, like it's just not my speed. I'm sure you'll find someone suitable in Miami, just not me. He said, thank you for the feedback, LOL, have a nice day. And she says in a tweet, like, bro, I told you I hadn't slept in 40 hours because of work, and he still pushed for a date, then made 11 p.m. reservations. It's not my fault I fell asleep.
Oh, shiznit. So she missed the reservation.
Yeah, she fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
Date etiquette. This is date etiquette, guys.
No, honestly, okay.
Date etiquette.
I've missed the reservation. I've fallen asleep through it. Yeah,
because of work.
Because I ain't slept, right? And now you've been charged 70. My first response would be, oh, let me send you 35.
Yeah.
That would
100%.
be my first response. If you then take the 35, I may be like, right, okay. I didn't know I was going to do that.
Yeah.
But I cannot be wrong and strong when I am the one that fell asleep and you had to pay the money.
Yeah. I think her back got up because he mentioned the money. And he said, it's not that big deal, but you're mentioning it. So then I think sometimes when you pretend that something's okay and it's not, and people catch wind of it, it gets people's back up. And she's in the wrong for sleeping. And it, quote, wrong is a strong word because she said she was tired. Yeah, she fell asleep. Shit happens. And yes, you did book something very late. You pushed for the date. You weren't, and maybe it could be a bit of arrogance. You didn't listen. No, you're going to come on this date. Come on, come on, come on. So maybe there's a bit of that.
I mean, no, she's out of order. Okay, it's okay. Him saying it's not a big deal, I think that's one thing, semantics.
Yeah.
Maybe he's saying that because you didn't even ask about what you charge. But, like, you know, just common courtesy, because they live in Miami. And I know in Miami they do stuff like that anyway. Like when you do a reservation, they take a deposit and all of that. And if you don't turn up, they take money. So the fact that maybe it's that, you haven't even asked about that. It's kind of like, oh, sorry, I fell asleep.
So he's a bit like, you fell asleep and I had to pay. So he's kind of like, put you up on game, like, look, by the way,
I had to pay for that, you know. And really, that's the only sane response back. Maybe to be like, I'm going to give you the 70 or I'm going to do half. Yeah. That's the only response back.
Because I'd be like, do you want half? Like, I would be like, I would be apologetic. So sorry, I fell asleep. I'm so sorry. If he was shirty, I might be like, bro, I told you I was tired. Yeah. I'm not making excuses, but I told you I was tired. And daddy so much, I'm going to apologize. Do you want the money back? And then if you took it, but then this is the whole thing of expectation.
No, if he takes it, then you may just be like, actually, that's probably not the guy for me.
Why though?
If you could just be like, I stated that I was really tired, and you kind of pushed, and I fell asleep. I was in the wrong, but you also could have just allowed me that night, and we could have reconvened. Like, you could literally just be like, probably, maybe we're not vibing right, But I would still pay that money.
But the thing is, but then that means she's not really necessarily wrong then.
No,
she just had a bit of a fire
she
reaction.
was being feisty and she exposed me.
Yeah.
And I hope people are not backing her because that is bad behaviour.
Let's see what the comments say.
Like, that's not okay for any male or female to be expecting somebody to foot your bill because you fell asleep.
1 second. Someone, Aubergire Gem Box said, ladies, no to dinner reservations after 8:30 p.m. No to last minute dinner plan. You need at least 72 hours notice. Yeah. No to someone who isn't considerate of your working hours. Yeah. You are clearly tired from work, so you can't go out. The other party should be considerate and plan a dinner date around your work pattern. I will keep repeating myself over and over. Ladies, choose better men for yourself. Stop ignoring red flag. If someone plans a date after your 40-hour shift, that person is inconsiderate. Intentional men move differently. They move with a purpose, with a direction, and with a plan.
I agree. But she agreed to go on this date.
That's the one thing. Someone says, my brother dodged the bullet because why is she so mad?
I agree too.
Marvin Abbey of the
Free Shots of Tequila podcast
said, if you worked 40 hours, say you can't make it. If the reservation is too late for you, say that. It's fine to not want to go somewhere. It's not fun when you agree. Don't turn up and act like it's the other person's fault.
Yes.
Me personally, I'd swallow the $70 and she'd never see or hear from me again. I can see why he mentioned it. It's the principle. Yeah. Get that too.
Yeah, totally.
All round.
Oh, totally. I think what I don't get is this girl thinking, I have a right to try and shame this man.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get.
Because you were in the wrong.
You were in the wrong, and if you can't see it, that's a problem, and the guy really did dodge a bullet. Because this is a small thing. Yeah. Now let's go on to more life stuff, and then you're going to be in danger, and she's going to be the one to be like, it was your fault. Yeah. Why was you there? Like,
yeah.
There's no
support.
Yes, that's been established. Like, and then to come back and tell him like he has small dick energy.
Like all of that. That's got nothing to do with Willie size. Why? And if he does, guys, well, it is what it is. Cuba Gooding Jr., he's reportedly settled a lawsuit from a woman who accused him of raping her a decade ago.
Oh.
Just before the trial was set to begin. So it came as jury selection was about to begin in a federal civil trial that was expected to include damaging testimony against him. The Oscar winner, who's 55, has denied the allegation and insists his interaction with the woman were consensual. He is being accused of groping and unwanted touching by dozens of women.
Yeah.
The terms of this settlement have not been disclosed. So this came up in one of my group chats with some of my boys, and they were like, well, one in particular was like, as a woman, wouldn't you want to see this person put in jail? So why didn't she pursue it? And then there was like, is she a gold digger? Then there was like, is she a liar? Was she lying? And then other opinions like, well, if I was innocent, I wouldn't want to settle from the guy's perspective. There's all these things that come up every time a rape case is settled. Yeah. These are the conversations that happen.
Yeah, definitely. It always goes into that. And I see why men would immediately go to that space on it. But realistically, though, with his wealth and influence,
to
actually get a sentence on him would have been very, very hard.
Yeah.
And even all of the other women coming forward and saying, yeah, there's inappropriate talking, there's been touching.
Yeah.
It's still not still not another woman in the same position as her to back it up. So you would be like, but if I manage to get any type of admission of guilt, and paying out money to me is a bit of an admission of guilt, I'm going to take it because I may not get a conviction.
That's exactly what I was saying, because it's so hard. And just from my little trials and tribulations, not the same on any level, but just being on the other side of it, having someone rake me over the coals for something I know I didn't do, that was traumatic enough, and that was just me shouting at someone.
Exactly.
So imagine you've experienced rape, and the prosecution is trying to make you out to be a hoe, trying to say you're lying. Yeah. You've got to go through the details again and again and again, and someone's coming at you and trying to really disparage you, discredit your whole nature. When, especially if it's what happened, this person physically violated you in one of the worst ways possible. All of that trauma, on top of the fact that trial cases aren't like TV. I was so delusional. Trial cases are not like TV. They can go on forever.
Yes.
They can go on for years.
Yes.
And there can be stalling, there can be delays. Literally, oh my God, my court case was almost postponed again after it was postponed because of another time issue, because one of the magistrates wasn't there. So then they had a conversation, and I was like, I can't wait enough. I don't want to deal with this again. The emotional toll.
And how long? I swear this is almost 3 years now.
This is what I'm saying. Plus, it was 10 years ago. So plus on that, you've got to recollect and not have someone say you're lying because how do you believe it and all that stuff.
Because it's not easy. Details that you are not going to remember of something flipping last week.
Yeah.
To be able to recall exactly everything.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to be picking up
exactly.
on. You have to be able to recall everything. Plus, he is a millionaire. He has influence. He's an A-lister.
Exactly.
Like, that's huge to even be like, I'm going to try and prosecute this man. Definitely, if something comes on the table and his team are then being like, we're offering a settlement, I could see how I would be like, okay.
Let me take, because you know what, hit them in the pocket.
Yeah. To me, that is an admission of guilt.
Yeah.
To some degree, because if you were vehemently like, no, I'm innocent, I'm going to be cleared of this,
you're going to clear.
You would go to trial on it.
Yeah.
So I would take that. I honestly, I think most people would, and it's very easy for men to be like, but wouldn't you just want them in prison? I want them punished.
Yeah.
And disgraced, and this is a form of that.
Yeah.
So you know, the violation has taken place now. What the punishment is after that isn't always just prison. Sometimes you want them to lose a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is a form of that, not just freedom. Sometimes that's actually even a bit easy. Just freedom. Like, you want them to lose a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. And the ways in society is gone.
And the worst is going for it all and for you to lose. And then he gets off scot-free.
And then he can just be like, look, I'm innocent.
Yeah, and knowing, and it's no. So yeah, it's just that conversation always comes up, and people can be, and it's not just about, you know, male rape. I mean, women being raped, men get raped as well, and it's all sorts of situations. You've got people who are murdered by the police, and when families take the payout, sometimes it's just the odds are stacked against you, and you're going to be long drawn out, going over and over something for years. You know, as we just said.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not always, and you know, there are cases where people are just in it for the money.
Yeah.
And also, another thing I said to my friend was that not every woman that gets raped is a moralistic woman. Just because she gets raped doesn't mean to say she's even a nice person. Yeah. But in the moment, the crime that's been done to her is the crime that's been done to her. Doesn't mean to say that she's holier than thou.
Yeah.
So she might see money as the outlet. She might be a gold digger. All of that could apply. It doesn't discount the fact that that's something that exactly terrible has happened to her.
That she was violated.
Yeah.
And these are the things where it's like, then your identity, your personality, your history then starts to be a part of the trial.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done fair shit, whatever. But what he did to me is illegal.
And it's this point, and again, when I refer back to my case, the whole setup of the fact that Alicia owes me money was barely the point.
Yes. It's
what it is, you shouted at her and potentially upset her. That is the point. All the backstory, and so when you want to say all these other things, or they want to bring in other things, it's hard.
It only seems to factor in rape cases.
Yeah.
Where then your history somehow...
No, not just like murder. It could be anything. It could be anything.
I mean, like the victim of an offence then has to go on trial as well.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's like, we don't do this in other things. It would be that point of interaction.
Yeah.
But because most people are sexist,
and
it's okay to then be like, but last week she had slept with 10 guys.
And what were you wearing? And when you going up to their room and and
she didn't want to sleep with this man at this time, and he still did it. That's the crime.
And it speaks to the fact that I think men understand, but they don't understand on the other side of it. That power that you have over a woman, it's so inbuilt in us that the man is the leader, the man's at the top, and the man is strongest. That even an implied thing can have a woman acting totally out of character.
Yeah.
You can, and even going back to this conversation that we're lightheartedly talking about the day, so even her saying yes, though she felt tired, stripping all, her reaction, there's that moment where sometimes women are just like, okay.
Yeah.
Because of so much. It might not always be fear. It's not necessarily always fear, but it's just something about listening to a man.
Yeah.
And countering what a man says and giving in to a man. There's something inherently built in us, or that society's put into us, that we have to concede to a man.
Yeah, definitely. That is very real. That is real.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, through that tweet though, if she had come back to that, like literally, I only agreed because there would have been a little bit more justification. There is still date etiquette in that.
Yeah.
But that is very real. When
But sometimes
opposed to you,
yeah.
you do go against your nature and you are like, okay, I can soldier through this.
Yeah.
But as the lady said afterwards, you need to have a formula in place. Like, are they doing this? Are they being considerate? Before you say yes to date anyone.
It's a long list to go through. Because I mean, it's a long list to go through, and it's hard. Like real talk is hard. There's concessions I've made, and it's like it's always in your head like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm doing it.
And I've done.
Yeah. All right. Misa Hilton. More men in the doghouse. Yeah. Misa Hilton, mother of Justin Combs, that's Diddy's son, kind of took to socials and did a sly, I'm about to spill the tea rant on her socials after their son was arrested for a DUI, drunk driving over the weekend. It was a misdemeanor and released on a $5,000 bond, according to Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. However, Misa took to her socials and kind of blamed Diddy for this.
Yes.
Do you wanna?
Saying that he shouldn't have been she should have kept her son with her in New York, and he shouldn't have been in LA. And Diddy selling alcohol isn't
a good thing.
Yeah, it's not being constructive. He should do something better.
Yeah, so she said, I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son. The statement, a fish rots from the head down, means that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success, leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise. The truth should set you free. Act bad, bad boy. I used to want to be a bad girl. I chose to be a queen, tried and true. I'm not perfect, but I am intentional. I mean, there's some stuff in that, because she's more basically, I'm not going to stay quiet. I should have kept my child with me, yeah. How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money with alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company. Sell something healthy that builds people up. And Christina, if you ever try to handle me again, I will go straight across your head. I don't know who that is. Stay out.
I looked into it. That's a PR girl.
A PR girl. Okay, stay out of the way. You are a nice person. Everyone is tough until it's time to be tough.
Yeah, I guess the frustration is real. And when a mother is vexed, isn't it? So you can read in between the lines of that. I think a lot is taking place, and obviously something's happening with her son, and you're thinking, Diddy ain't doing enough, but he's with you. You know,
again, we go back to men who sit at the top of their empires and think they're untouchable. Now, Diddy's a black man. He's not Phillip Schofield. He's definitely not Phillip Schofield. But he's a black man at the top of a big empire and has had super huge cultural impact. And then there's always been stories around the edge of his career, as always is with these kind of big moguls. Mm. But, you know, it's the women close to him that will bring him down.
They have, you know, by all accounts, all of them have protected him with lots of different things. Yeah. I don't know. I want to know what it is.
I want to know the tea, of course.
He you know, Diddy seems to have structure, but at the same time, there is a bit of a recklessness about him as well. So, yeah, if somebody was like, no, we're not covering for him anymore, and we're going to let it out, his skeletons would be interesting.
Yeah.
We know this. But I guess if she's now thinking my son is unraveling under your gaze, I can see her being like, no, I'm not protecting you.
Enough is enough. No.
That's our child. But yeah, I mean, honestly though, does Diddy's world seem like it would be safe and a sanctuary? I wouldn't imagine that.
It looks like a party wild lifestyle, and he's living full playboy. So any boys in his care, like his sons, I'd be like, what are you seeing? And Diddy seems like a very open book behind these closed doors.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, man. Would you be sad if there was a downfall of Diddy? Would you be impacted?
No. And I absolutely wouldn't be surprised at all.
I think I'd be less surprised, but Scorpio, it's a Scorpio, you know, you resonate with your star sign people. I like his character, but because there's been so much stories about him, like I'd love to meet him. I haven't met Diddy.
Yeah.
No, I would love to meet him. I'd love to chop it up. I'd love to chill, but I'd also think I'd be a little bit nervous.
As to what you're gonna meet.
And do you know what? It's more like seeing Diddy's Hollywood, true Hollywood. I'd be a little bit nervous just because of rumors, Diddy. I'm not trying to say that, bro.
I know,
but it's just because of the rumors. I'd be a bit nervous about what his world really entails.
Like truly, when you're on the inner circle.
On the inner circle, what that is.
what is going on.
I definitely think there's a Hollywood. There's a black Hollywood that's like the white Hollywood. That's dirty Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, his life is. It seems wild. Like I don't even get it, and it feels like now young Miami's like in this mix. But then there was another girl who had a child.
Just a baby, a whole baby.
And then there was another girl that was doing shots at a young Miami not too long ago, and I thought she was the one that had the baby, and she wasn't. And was going on holidays with her. And it's just what's going on? Truly, like what's going on?
Playboy life, and again, it's, my young Miami's either got her checklist or was skipping a few bits of her checklist. For the baby.
Well, it's like from time to time she'll be like, no, that's not my dude, and then
but now she's full in. No, now she's full in.
Yes,
it was cat, as the kids say. There's definitely, I know when I've been bitten, and that behaviour was bitten, smitten. You're like, I don't care. You do care. You care every damn bit. There's no way.
You can't not
You're not
care
bossing that.
Whole baby came along.
I don't know who can be the boss of a guy like Diddy. You can't, as a woman, just be like, yeah, I'm in it. It is what it is. I don't know who could be a boss of Diddy unless.
You're just a part of this roster. Like, you remember seeing him kissing a dark skinned woman, I think that was like 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
Randomly, he got caught capped. Like, he just seemed to be like walking down the street and then he kissed her. And this was after the child.
This is all well and do you know what? It's all well and good as long as you're safe and you're okay. As grown women, and the women in the Diddy harem and whatever guy's harem that you're in, are you safe? Are you happy? Are you getting what you truly want out of it? And again, I'm not even saying you must leave or whatever, but your safety, if you're not safe, then definitely try your best to get out. If you're happy or getting what you need, then cool, but really have a conversation.
Because it sounds like a mess.
Yeah,
and
it's a bit worrying.
Has 3 impressionable teenage daughters that are coming up in this space of your seeming like sexual liberation, because he didn't seem to have this going on with Cassie for like 11 years.
No, but then it also could be midlife crisis.
There is that.
And what is that happiness?
He was against being called uncle. And those types of things, when I'm sorry, Diddy, you are an elder now. Like when you don't want to embrace it, you're trying to keep up with your sons who are actually more settled than he is. It's a bit embarrassing.
Is he doing a Madonna? Is he not growing old gracefully? Because men do get shamed in a way for not going old gracefully, but it's in a different way.
He is being a Madonna, definitely. He is not growing old gracefully. No, he's trying to hang on to
the party lifestyle,
bad boy persona.
Yeah.
Dude, you're in your 50s now.
But then the same way, okay, it's not as. Is he the same as Madonna? What's the behaviour for a man? Because we always say then also would let women age how they want because they're policed because of women are policed, innit? So.
No, I think it's the same. Like Madonna's growing old disgracefully is constantly.
But she's like
a young boy.
And being naked.
You can be naked, really. She could do all of that stuff. Yeah, it's the overuse of plastic surgery. It's literally like you have not one wrinkle anywhere. Your face looks ballooned. Like, it's those things. And then always the guy is in his 20s and you are in your 60s. Like,
but is Cher growing on gracefully? She got a young man. She's spending all her money on him.
He's dumped her already.
Oh, he's dumped her?
No, she actually finished. Yeah, she I think her and her team realised he was using her. But before him, I think Cher was doing alright.
She was behaving herself. Yeah. That's not fair then on my policing. Well, Madonna's not aging gracefully.
No, and nor is Diddy.
And neither is Diddy.
Are not aging gracefully at all.
And okay.
Who else?
I was going to say De Niro, because he's had a child with his 29-year-old girlfriend.
That is far from aging gracefully.
And then De Niro, and what's his the other one? Stallone, not Stallone.
No, so it's Robert De Niro and Al Capone.
Not Al Capone, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. I always call him Al Capone.
He's doing the racism slightly.
Yes, it's all the same. Yeah, no, Al Pacino. Both of those two aging, literally they are geriatrics. Having kids, I think is bang out of order.
Yeah.
I'm so against it, and I wish people actually understood male fertility in the same way that they do women, because it's like this myth that, oh no, you can just have a child. Yes, you can, but sperm actually does age. Like, it's not the best quality sperm.
Hold on. One thing you're saying that. So can we? Is there a scientific?
You can.
No. Wait. No. The sperm itself. I'm talking about the humans that are produced from old sperm. Are they different? Before you said, because yes, it could be that the sperm itself is like the, but the human that the sperm produces, are there scientific statistics that show the deficiencies in a person created by old sperm?
Yes, and the same as there are deficiencies in a person created by an old egg.
That's what I'm saying. So what are the deficiencies?
It's exactly the same.
Are there deficiencies?
Down syndrome.
Oh really? I didn't know. That's what I'm saying.
Global motor delays.
Okay.
It's exactly the same as after you get to 35. Why it's considered a geriatric pregnancy isn't just because of
the woman's old.
You're older. It's everything. Your eggs are older. Your uterus lining is going to be older. It's not going to be as rich.
Mm-hmm.
The same with sperm.
No, I get all of that.
Don't seem to
no, but that
understand that women age and then we get a stop. Men still produce sperm, but your sperm quality isn't.
Humans that are created could have deficiencies.
Yes.
Like severe deficiencies.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's I think that language that needs to be out there more. I just don't think it is. The men just think they can spray.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was talking to a guy about this, and he was like, "That's not true." And then I just sent him a couple of studies, and he was like, "Rah, no, I didn't even know that."
There's no studies for man, you know.
How do you?
That's what it is, because everything's about the woman, and you think,
yes.
But also the language is more about the age of the woman,
yeah,
but not necessarily about the person that you can produce.
Yes. I mean, it goes. I guess once you get pregnant and you're older, maybe then when you're sitting down with the consultants, they will be like, you're more, the child is going to be more susceptible to these things, and that's why they do the amniotic test and everything. Yeah. But yeah, they don't level that at men, but they do know that sperm ages. They do know this. So I don't know why it's not being told. So there's that factor. Sperm is old.
Mm.
You also are very old, you know. Every day you wake up is an absolute blessing.
And I swear, Al Pacino, his face is stapled or something. His face is... I mean, it got to show that you're trying to pretend that you're not aging, but your plastic is...
It's not even holding up, because your skin can't heal properly anymore, because you're older, you're not producing the same collagen. So I don't think that's fair.
It's not. We've said this.
Really 10 years... 10, 15, 20 years of your life, but what is the quality of your life going to be when you're 90?
Exactly.
And then you've got an 8-year-old.
Exactly.
That's not fair.
It's not fair. All right. While an outstar, Miss Jackie O, passed away. Age, well, some people say 32, some says 33.
She's 33.
Either way, too damn fucking young. And the rumor is, or almost fact is, that she passed away after the result of a mummy makeover, which involved plastic surgery. She was the wife, long-term girlfriend of DC Young Fly, a comedian, and she's a regular on the Wild and Out show, Nick Cannon's Wild and Out kind of roasting show.
Super sad.
Really sad, really young. And then we're coupled with the mummy surgery. I was like, what did she want to surge?
I know, when you see pictures.
It's so annoying. I hate that. I don't want to pass judgment, this, that. But I'm like, what? Beautiful young girl. What do you want to do?
I mean, when I think of Crusades, it's like I kind of had one with Pearl, but the BBL generation has turned into something that I am I'm railing against. And if you've been watching over the last few episodes, it has come up. I found a story almost every week to talk about it.
Yeah.
This one came up, and again, this is, as much as in some of the clips, people are coming after me like it's none of your business. You just do what you want to do. Why are you passing judgment? It's because of these things. People die.
Yeah.
There are 3 children now who don't have a mother.
Because someone was susceptible to the standards that are insane. She's a pretty girl, she's a pretty girl.
She is beautiful, and her body, obviously, you've had 3 children.
But
you just had the 3rd one. That baby isn't even a year old yet. So, again, I don't know how a surgeon is performing this when we all know when you've had a child, they're literally like, try not to have a kid again.
Exactly, so your body can reset. And again, just to be clear, we're not victim blaming at all.
No, I'm blaming the surgeon for this because they are the medical professionals.
And also, we don't know if they haven't come out. They deleted the post that she did take a picture of the surgeon and like, hey, mummy surgery, whatever. And they deleted that, which also for me was like, don't mislead it. Don't hide away in shame. I get it. And I don't want to, again, come at anyone who's grieving.
That post usually does go up. Most people, when you're doing the endorsement, that post goes up, like, this is what I'm going in for. She was found unresponsive in a recovery hotel.
Yeah, so
which is attached to this surgeon's practice. But what we don't know is what the procedures are, other than her saying it's a mummy makeover, which is usually a tummy tuck, lipo, and sometimes a breast lift. So that's lots of areas with different types of anesthetics. You can survive that. But afterwards, when your body is going into healing, it can go into shock. There could be a blood clot. Like, there's so many things, but definitely when you've had a child, you are told that your body is weaker, it needs to recover. Yeah. Depending on how her pregnancy was, all of that, I just feel like if the child isn't even a year old, as a surgeon, you should be like, you're not a candidate for surgery.
Exactly, but it's a fast buck, man. I don't know. It's really, really super sad. And I don't know DC Young Fly.
I love him, he's so hilarious.
I mean, I don't know his character, sorry. Yeah. I don't know what their relationship was like. I know who he is. I don't know what their relationship was like. So also in that space, being with a celebrity, as beautiful as we know that beauty doesn't mean anything when it comes to having a stable relationship, especially in the industry. So what kind of pressures was she feeling? Was it from her partner? Was it from wider society? There's so many things.
I guess it's all of it, isn't it? It's like a culture of it. I watched an episode that she did with the Know For Sure podcast, B. Simone and Melanie, and they did their friendship circle. It's a beautiful episode. And the testimony that they gave to her then, just watching it, I was like, oh, that's a Virginia you'd want.
Yeah. Like, she's a really lovely girl.
Yeah, like the secure one in the friendship group.
Yeah.
Like,
is she white or is she mixed?
She's mixed.
With what?
Like African American.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So she's mixed. But just very
pale.
But when she had red hair before, you could see it a bit more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just lovely. It was like they had a very wholesome friendship group. But obviously, they've had episodes where they've spoken about surgery as well prior to that. Not about her, but just the pressures in Atlanta. Like, it's so normal.
Honestly.
And I think that's also a part of it. When it starts to filter into this is normality in our world, it's also very dangerous.
It's too dangerous. And I think it is, we look at, every time we speak, especially when we do this podcast, we're not experts, we only live giving life experience responses. But there's also, you've got to caveat everything so you don't offend anyone. And we've come to a point where you can't say, I know when the racists and the sexists and the misogynists want to say, we can't say nothing. It is really, we are in a world where we can't necessarily say honest things to really critique honestly things that actually, this is actually bad, and it's okay to say, this is bad. We all know you've got free will. We all know that you can do what you want. But really, is there a line where actually, don't do this? You don't have to do this, and no, don't do this.
I think it's literally that. And I'm not going to not rail against this.
Yeah.
It's harmful to most people that go under the knife of this.
Yeah.
And there's very few people that afterwards are like, you know what?
That was worth it.
It was worth it. Because especially when you're so insecure, there's a point where you're just like, I didn't even need to do that. You're gonna grow past that stage, and that's the thing. That's what age gives you, is wisdom.
It does.
It is like when you're in it, you do think, I can't get past this, but then you grow past it, and it's like, I didn't have to put myself through that.
All of that.
And it's not. I feel like I wouldn't be doing myself and people that listen and respect me any justice by
pretending that it's okay,
sweeping this under the carpet and being like, oh no, do what you want to do. No, it's actually reckless, and this is on all levels, because you really would think that the surgeon is respectable. By all accounts, they're saying that he is, what was it called? It was like, it's not board certified, but it's board eligible.
Yeah. So he's not even
no
qualified proper.
No, he hasn't gone through all of the trainings. But he's doing surgery, and he, you know, when you ask his pay, he's got lots of stuff.
Probably word of mouth as well. Like, yeah, my surgeon's good, and it's just that, and that's that trickle down effect. Like, yeah, I went to him, and I was fine. For me, from when you're on a plane and you can't sit on down, because it's just insanity. It's insanity to me. It's insanity to me.
The thing, even just flying is a risk because of blood clots anyway.
Yeah.
Let alone you've had surgery and you're at risk and you can't actually even sit down on a plane. Dude, like, what is this? And like, when they go through the figures,
like,
it's crazy. It's like, I think it was like 10 years ago, maybe there was like 1,100 of these surgeries being done. Now we're in, it's like 900,000. It's like, insane. This is crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. We need to stop it. It does need to stop. Well, you know, but the bigger story, we're very, very, very sad for Jackie's death, and love to her kids and DC Young Fly, and, you know, while now family, everyone around her who knew her friends, family, lots of love and condolences. Yeah, man.
So sad.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to end on a sad note.
No, we have to discuss
what can I say that's happy? I don't know.
The sun is shining.
It is not fucking shining.
Oh no, it is now.
Oh, so
yeah, being outside.
Is it really hot?
Yeah, no, the sun's shining now.
Is it hot, Nana?
No, but I'm not getting hot until the weekend.
No, there's a storm coming.
No,
Storm Oscar. Yes, there is. Storm Oscar.
Where is good? I literally checked the weather the other day. It's going to be nice this week.
Oscar. It's even coming up in my almanac. Spain and Portugal weather warning as Storm Oscar hits popular holiday resort. Storm Oscar to put an end to UK summer, says Met Office.
When does it come?
Oh, hold on. Wait, I'm consulting the weather vanes. The Met Office has warned the UK's current wave of sunshine could end as early as this weekend as Storm Oscar sweeps its way through Europe. The storm, which has been named by the Spanish Meteorological Service. Oh my God, you said society.
Yeah.
What do I want to talk about? What's that society that we spoke about ages ago? I want to check how they're doing. There's a scientific society, remember? And they were gathering. Oh, okay, we'll find it. It's bringing heavy rain to parts of the Canary Islands and will soon bring a wave of low pressure to the UK. So the storm is set to move northwards, racing across the Atlantic Ocean, marking an end to the weeks of sunny weather. What sunny weather? We haven't
had weeks of sunny weather.
This is from Bristol Live, by the way, so maybe they've had sun in Bristol.
I'm telling you, I checked the weather yesterday and it said the weekend was going to be really hot. And my birthday was going to be 26, and the day after was going to be 27. Okay, cool for you. They said the low pressure system will hit the high pressure system currently bringing sun and heat to the UK, but instead of rain, parts of the UK can see temperatures hitting almost 30 C this week. That's what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah. But the sun has come out now. It was super cloudy when I left the house. The sun
there's looking to be some stuff.
See?
Saturday is when we could expect to see thundery showers.
That's when we're having a barbecue, but it's an indoor barbecue.
I don't have been invited to this barbecue.
You can come.
No, I don't like this. You can come. That's so relaxed and lazy.
Like, honestly, you can come.
No, I don't want that. I want you to say, oh my God,
come to my barbecue, girl.
Sorry.
Please, Daphne, would you come to my barbecue?
Sorry, mate. I can't. I have to go and get food for my family.
No, come round for real. It's for Akai's 11th birthday, and obviously my 43rd, and the husband's 43rd.
So your birthday's on the 10th or the 11th?
On the 12th.
That's what I said.
And Akai is on the 9th.
So much Geminis.
Yeah, ordered a run.
Alright, guys, we've got to go. And baby girls, family, love you.
Bye.